Hello, hello, everybody. Paula Rodriguez, coach and creator of experiences, here with you today in this second episode of the Miracle Hour. And I am so honored to be on this journey with all of you. And today with a beautiful woman that I had the pleasure of meeting a couple of years ago and having conversations about how we can support women to transform their lives and transform from the inner to the outer, transforming 1 minute at a time. And this is my intention with the interview series. And so today I have the pleasure of having my friend Amanda here with us. She is a style expert, and she has been on a very interesting, magical journey supporting women around the world to dress for who they are becoming. So many times we take this as something that, someday I'll dress differently. Someday I'll buy the other bag. Someday. And then we look at the magazines and we look at these women that are dressing how we want to dress. And we just don't take that step, or this is not the priority for us. And so today in this conversation, I am sure that is going to change in your mind, because dressing for who you are becoming is actually one of the very first steps that we get to take. So Amanda, welcome to the Miracle Hour, and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. And I love that this is episode 2 because that's my favorite number. So we're off to a good start.
Yes. Yes. So tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a bit about what you create in the world, what it is that you are doing nowadays, because you have been very, very active with women around the world. And by that, literally, you've been like Paris and Milan, and you're going to Tokyo next. And so tell us about that.
Yes, yes, yes. So I call myself a soul stylist. And what I mean by that is I really guide my clients, mostly women. I do also work with my amazing men. So I guide my clients to really, number one, connect to their true self, connect to their inner essence of joy and abundance and prosperity, and really get clear on, number one, who they are within. And then number two, who they are becoming, what they are stepping into, what is this life that they are creating? How do they want to start showing up in the world? And it's from that place that we then craft their personal style so that they really do start dressing as that man or woman that they are becoming. Because, like you were saying, a lot of times we'll push it out like, let me achieve the thing and then I'll buy the outfit and then I'll start dressing that way. And that's actually the complete opposite of how it all works with universal law. It's really about being that version of yourself now so that you become a magnet for what it is you want to call in. So I work with my clients one on one to help them get clear on their style vision, to detox their closet. There's a lot of limiting beliefs that we're able to uncover during the whole detox process. We shop, we create looks, and then I also lead style and soul retreats all around the world. Paris, Milan, as you've mentioned. I have Paris coming up again. I have Tokyo next year. I have Spain next year. And it's really just an opportunity for women to come together and light up their soul, renew themselves, and also elevate their style while we're together.
That's amazing. And I do see this as beyond just going shopping with friends. It's not just like, let me just go and buy everything that I see, everything that I find that is interesting. And then I get home and there's the regret, right? Some women experience the regret of like, why did I buy these shoes? Or maybe I bought the shoes and never wore them, and then I felt bad because of that. So I'd love for you to guide us a little bit in that journey of, because it's all inner work, right? It's not just let me go shop and spend a whole bunch of money and that's it, but really being intentional. So let's talk about a little bit about that.
That's exactly what it is. It's the intentionality. And before I go shopping with anyone, before I jump into their closet, before we create outfits, we get clear on their style vision. We get really clear on the life that they're creating and what they're stepping into. And that's deeper than just how it looks. Like, that's where we're going. A lot of times after that session, people are like, did we just have a therapy session? And I'm like, well, kind of, we just did. Because it's really
Yeah.
like the psychological uncovering of the limiting beliefs, the stories that are going on that are holding them back, and getting really clear on who they need to be to step into that. So it's getting really intentional and getting really clear. And I find that the more clear my clients are in that, in who they are and what they're stepping into, the shopping then becomes really easy and it becomes really fun because we are so intentional. We already have our wish list of things that we're looking for, and we know those pieces that are going to, when they put them on, make them feel like their higher self versus their current, maybe stagnant self or whatever name we identify for that.
Mhm.
So it is a very like spiritual process of going and trying on and being very intentional, and it makes it easier to say no to things so that you're not just buying because it's a deal or because maybe you like it right there. There's like a deeper process that we go through for them to really connect and check in and make sure that that is going to elevate them.
Mhm.
So yes, it's not just about going and buying a ton of things. And especially on the retreats, I always say you can buy nothing and your life will still be changed. Because for that, it's really about allowing yourself to maybe be in the luxury stores that you never go in because you don't feel worthy enough. You still get to have that experience even if you buy nothing. You still get to be treated to the champagne or the coffee, or it's about just immersing yourself in the energy of
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
so that you start to see yourself there if that's something that's important to you, if that's something that's the part of your path. So yeah, it's really beautiful. And then with everything that is purchased, there's always I always create looks for my clients so they know exactly how to wear it multiple ways. So it's never just like, all right, we had fun, here's your stuff, bye. It's like, okay, now let's actually create the intentional outfits for you, and let's mix and match. Let's make sure you don't have any one-hit wonders in your closet. Let's make sure you know exactly when to put things on and why, like how they're going to make you feel when you put them on.
I love it. And I am all about unique experiences. I call myself a creator of experiences because that's what life is all about. And it can be in the smallest things and the biggest things. And I love that you said you don't really need to buy, but you really get into the store and experience the champagne and experience walking, 3 steps with the beautiful shoes and taking a picture. And that's the whole thing that reminds you of what you're worth, right? Of what you can achieve. Maybe today is not the bag, but it can be in a month from now.
Right.
Maybe, maybe you're not ready for it yet. It can be a process, right? You can't go from like Marshalls to Cartier in a month, but it must be, like a process for you to get there. Now, when you are, let's say, I'm a person that always wears black. I've always
Okay.
worn black, brown. This is it. This is who I am. And I hear this all the time that people say, I'm not into colors. I'm not into textures. I'm more of like, but then when you ask them, what's your vision? What is it that you want? They explain the opposite. They say the opposite. I want to be outrageous. I want to be this. I want to be that. But how is that? How do you take that jump from going into like very neutral black, brown, white into like, I don't know, maybe strapless, super shiny dress? I don't know. I'm thinking about something very like the total opposite of who you are now.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting what you said kind of at the beginning, that a lot of people don't think it's important. They don't think it's important how they show up, or that why would they spend the money on something that seems frivolous when maybe they have all these other goals and all these things on their to-do list. So I actually think a lot of people kind of do that on purpose, like subconsciously,
Mhm.
they're blocking themselves from going all in because there's still a limiting belief or something going on. So oftentimes before you can even go put on like the hot pink tutu or whatever the heck it is, right, that you really envision yourself, there's a lot of releasing of stories and limiting beliefs that get to happen.
Mhm.
So it's making the space first for that to step in. And it's in that process of releasing that a lot of times we're kind of rewiring processes. We're rewiring just the way you look at yourself. And then it makes it a lot easier to want to start to wear the pieces. It's almost like you need to give yourself permission
Mhm.
to be that before you can wear it. And so I think a lot of times people resort to black or brown because number one's easy, everything matches, you don't have to really put thought into it. And then subconsciously, there's a part of you that isn't allowing yourself to actually show up.
Mhm. Mhm. It's a way to hide. It's a way to just be like, let me play it small here. I don't want to be too much. Um,
Exactly.
I've heard that a lot of like the too much. And then there's the other side to it of like you being super colorful and then one day you gotta wear something black because it's, I don't know, there's an event, there's something. How can you navigate that into like it doesn't have to be all color, it doesn't have to be all black. And there's events and situations when you wear certain things, but how can you navigate without going outside of who you're becoming or outside of your personality or outside of like, the like who do I get to be in this moment? What do I get to wear? It doesn't have to be because the law says or the rules are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no rule. I don't think there's any rules in style. I really don't. I mean, there's rules in fashion, but style is when you take fashion and turn it into what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really don't think there have to be rules. And so when you're so clear in who you are and when you're so confident that you don't care what anyone else thinks anymore because you're you, it doesn't matter. That's when it becomes even easier to go into your closet and put on whatever you feel like wearing that day. I mean, obviously, there's certain times where maybe there are some dress codes, like okay, to a wedding, maybe we're not wearing torn up jeans, right? Let's
Mhm.
be real here, right?
Yeah.
Yet you can still put your spin on whatever you're wearing so that it feels like you,
Mhm.
versus just going to the mall and buying whatever the mannequin's wearing, or going and buying whatever you're seeing in a magazine or whatever you're seeing on TikTok or whatever. It's like understanding how to put your flavor into it so that even if you and I had on the same outfit, we're going to accessorize it totally different. We're going to do a different lipstick. We're going to do different shoes. We're going to have a different purse. And that, if we both have on the same black dress, it's going to look completely different.
Mhm.
Also, because we both just have different energies because we are resonating at our highest. And those are we're different beings. So someone's going to look at you and someone's going to look at me and they might not even realize that we have on the same dress.
Yes. Yes.
That's like when the inner and outer authenticity is so just spot on, like so tuned in.
Mhm. And we get so worried when we see somebody else with the same shirt or the same dress or the same whatever, like, oh my God, she bought the same thing. Or maybe I went with a friend and we both like the same piece. Like, why not? Why be like, okay, you get it or I get it? We both can't get it.
We can both have it. It's interesting because now on both of the retreats that I've had, we all seem to get the same little like mini wallet. Just we all have it in different colors now. And then in Milan, three of us got the same purse, just in different colors. So it's like, why not? If you love something, it's okay to have it's a beautiful memory and you're gonna
Mhm.
wear it totally different than the other person.
Yes. Yes, I love that. So
Yeah.
when you are not clear in your vision, or how do you get to that point of like, okay, if I sit here and I'm like, who am I becoming? Maybe I can describe who I want to be as a mother or in my job or my career or whatever, but the as an overall, like who am I being? How can I start envisioning that? Because
Mhm.
first thing I can think of is maybe colors or textures, or I want to have a big closet full of things, or I want to have a super small closet. Like we were talking before we started the conversation, the interview,
Right.
that when I moved to Colombia, we put whatever fit in just one suitcase. And I had a huge walk-in closet with tons of shoes and tons of bags and tons of things.
Yeah.
And I couldn't bring all of that. So now I have this like very small closet with just a few pieces and try to mix and match. I'm not you, the expert, but how can you make that work from the vision standpoint? Like, okay, so
Yeah.
how can I get to that clarity and then pick, okay, I want to have this small closet and whatever works with that.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful question. I always start my clients off with a visualization, kind of like a meditation visualization. And what's interesting is the first thing we start with is like, what's your main goal? What's your main goal this year? So we don't even start with the fashion. Like, what is your main goal? What would light you on fire? What is it, that goal that's really in your heart that when you achieve that, it's going to be the springboard for whatever's next, right? And it might be something major, it might be something that's not major yet. It's a big part of what you're stepping into. So getting really clear on that goal, number one. and then sitting and visualizing as if that goal has already come to fruition. So how are you feeling when it's here? How is it changing your life? How is it impacting the life of your family, your friends, your clients, everyone around you? So first getting yourself in that energy as if it's already here. And then I always have them imagine that, sorry, my puppy is going to start barking because they are doing some yard work outside. So I have them imagine that they're celebrating with their family and friends that goal. And so get really clear, like go imagine going into your closet and opening the door, and what do you see? And what is that one piece that you're reaching for to celebrate? And
Okay.
start there. So notice if it's a specific color, if it's a specific fabric, if it's a specific silhouette, get really clear on that. And then start to notice certain celebrities, actors, TV show characters, movie characters whose style you're really attracted to. So start to notice if there's certain pieces, like they're all wearing really cool blazers, or they're all wearing really cool loafers, or they're all like, start to notice what you're gravitating toward and what's pulling you in. Colors, textures, start journaling on that and start there, because whatever you're being pulled towards is really a good place for you to start. And maybe you start with one piece. Maybe you start with like one amazing piece that feels like that future version of you. And so you just start wearing that and you start putting it on, and then slowly you start adding to it. So it's really about the awareness piece first to
Mhm.
start to see what is calling to you and what's, catching your eye.
So it's really feeling into it first, and then you step into it. So it's not like you randomly just say, okay, this is what I like on this magazine, and then I don't even know how to wear it or what to wear it for, like what event. Or and that happens many times, that we just see beautiful things in stores, we buy it, and then we have no idea how to wear it, or we don't even have the events happening
Right.
for us to wear the dress. So
Right.
so when you were talking about like TV shows and everything, the first thing that popped in my head was Emily in Paris. Like every time I see
Yes.
her, I'm like, that's me. Yes,
Same.
that would be like, I would love to dress just like that. And then I start thinking, where does she put all of that? Like, what kind of closet do you need to have?
It's totally obviously make believe
Like,
fake, right? Because there's no
yes,
way you don't have those closets in Europe, and like pretend
exactly.
Chanel handbags, right? Yeah, but it's playful, right? It's everything
Yeah.
is playful, colorful, and she does a really great job mixing prints. So it's a good place to start, right? And use it as inspiration.
Yes. Yes. And then you think, okay, that looks amazing. But if I have that blazer and I have those shoes, I would never have thought of putting those two together. Like I would really need support. I would really need someone to come in and tell me, yes, you can wear that.
I got you.
And that's where that's where when you come in. Now,
Yes.
I also think there is a very fine line between you tell me what to do, how to do it, and I trust you because you're the one who knows. And that fine line, and I might be getting into trouble here with you, but that fine line there of like, she's telling me and she is validating that it looks great on me, but I don't feel that I'm there
Yep.
yet, or I
Yep.
don't
Yep. Yep.
feel that the green is for me, or maybe the high
Yep.
heels are, I'm a mom, I'm running around, the heels are great for the picture, but those are not functional for me. So talk to me.
So I'm not like a traditional stylist.
Mhm.
I don't ever tell someone exactly what they should be wearing. It's
Right.
my secret sauce is that I am able to pull it out of you what you actually want to be wearing that you don't realize.
Love it. Mhm.
So I mean, sure, sometimes clients will come to me and they'll be like, I have an event, you just need to tell me what to wear. Great, got you. Yet for most of my clients, it really is this beautiful process of us getting clear on their true style together. It's not me just looking at you saying, put this on. And that's why my process, when I'm shopping with my clients, we're doing it together because I'm also teaching you how to shop. I always say it's like, I'm kind of like, it's like job longevity with some of my clients, because I'm teaching them how to do this on their own essentially, and then they're kind of like, yeah, I'm good now, I don't need you now, I know. It's like, okay, yet that's the goal, right? Like I don't want my clients always needing to be holding my hand. Like it's really a journey of self-discovery and transformation. So if by the end of it, they understand how to do that on their own, that's beautiful. Then that means there's someone else that's stepping in that needs that transformation as well. So it really is understanding, like, all of my clients are completely different. All of them have different body types, different ages, different careers. And so it's understanding what is best for them, not what I think they should be wearing.
Mhm. And,
Uh,
I love this because what I've known is that they tell you what to do and how to wear it and what to wear it, and what to wear, when to wear, and it has to be black, it has to be blue. No, don't wear this, don't wear that, or this is too much, or this. And then it's I think it creates the opposite effect. It creates the resistance. It creates the don't tell me what to do. And like you said, there's this psychological aspect to it. And then it might be not taking you to where you really want to be, but
it's
rather
it
than, yeah.
it's not. It's just focusing on the exterior, and it's not doing any of the inner work. And it's interesting because I've had a handful of clients come to me, well, people who have wanted to work with me, and they've decided to go a different route, maybe with someone who's a little bit less expensive,
Mhm.
and they don't have a great experience because it's just what you were talking about, and they don't feel like that stylist really gets them. And then literally a year later, they'll come back to me and they'll be like, okay, so I should have just worked with you from the start. So now let's work together. I'm like, well, it's perfect. That was a part of your journey. Don't ever make it wrong.
Mhm.
Yet now we're going to work together, and their experience is completely different and so transformational.
Mhm.
And, it's taken me a lot of years to like actually own that and own my magic, but I'm here owning it. Right. So I know that the work that I do with my clients is so transformational. Um, so I know that it's worth it, and I know they're going to have that. And that's why I say I'm so different than other stylists.
And that's why you're here, because I
Yes.
know you transform lives with your art. And it's not just let me tell you what to do, but really is the inner work that we all need. And it's important that we understand that it's all the inner work, that it's all going back to how much you love yourself and how much you care about yourself, how much you love the dream, how much you love the future self, how much you love that job that you want, or that family that you want. If you're dating, for example, or whatever, how much do you really want that thing, so that you do whatever it takes? And we were talking a little bit about this before we started recording, but it's whatever it takes. And sometimes that whatever it takes is to hire somebody like you.
Right, right. And it's also knowing that even on the hard days, even on the days where you're not feeling great, or you're not feeling like your best self, or something's not going the way, you still love yourself enough to give yourself grace,
Mhm.
and to trust that it's a part of your journey, and that tomorrow's a new day.
Mhm.
And to, yes, reach out for support if you need it, right? Like every day is, it can be this magical, like, yes, I'm amazing, life is so good, but like we all, like, I had an off day yesterday, I wasn't feeling great at all, right? Yet I knew the tools that I needed to do to shift back, and today I feel great again. So it's also understanding that not every day is going to be rainbows and unicorns.
Yes. And so let's talk about those days when we are not at like that 100%, or we don't feel as though it is the greatest day ever. Is there a way that we can use style to help us?
100%.
Because for me, for example, like lipstick is one of the things that I go for. I wash my hair and just like those little things, but it might not be the same for everybody. But what is your go-to on the days that you're not feeling that great?
Yeah, the first thing, I mean, before I even focus on the physical, is like, get not I don't make it wrong. So I used to make it wrong when I had bad days, like, no, why? Like, life is great. Why am I feeling this way? Da-da-da. And then you just make yourself feel worse. So
Mhm.
number one, don't make it wrong. Like, make it light. Like, okay, I guess I'm having one of those days today. All right. Just like accept it. Okay, great. Like, release the resistance to it. And then feel into what your body needs. Like, what's going to make you feel good that day? What do you need to put on to nourish yourself, to feel good? Some days you might need to put on the lipstick and the hot pink sweater and all the jewels, and to feel good. Other days, like yesterday, I just needed to put on a really cute sweatsuit and my Uggs, and I felt so good. That's what I needed yesterday. Today I don't need that. So it's also understanding like those pieces that are going to nurture you or really project you into your future self. And
Mhm.
when you have a closet full of things that you love and full of things that light you up, it's so much easier to go reach in, because I'm not opposed to wearing sweats. I'm really not. Yet let them be cute. Like let it be a cute little sweatsuit and then still add your jewels, right? So that you feel good in like the cute Uggs. So which I did yesterday, right? I still felt very pulled together. It was just more casual version of me.
Mhm. Yes, and that's so true. When you open your closet and it's full of things you hate or full of things that you don't even know, like I haven't worn this and this is not that great and this doesn't look like, but still we don't get rid of those things. And then in days like those that we don't feel that great, it just makes us feel worse.
Yeah.
Like not even for a bad day I have anything to wear.
Right. And that's why the detoxing is so interesting and why I love it, because we are able to uncover so much in that. Like, why aren't you letting that piece go? Like, what's going on here? And for most of my clients, there's either some scarcity that if they let something go, they won't have the money to bring it back in or find something better, or maybe it has a memory associated with it. And so then they're just living in the past versus allowing themselves to be in the present. There's so much that we are able to uncover in that. And so I am all about a good detox.
I love it. And the first episode was all about decluttering and letting go of things that we don't need. And I was going through the process of letting go of things that I had left in storage before I came to Colombia. And when I went back and I opened the boxes, I was sharing with my husband, like there were some boxes that I said, oh, I need this, I miss this I can let go. But when it came to the clothes, I was like, I just don't want any of this. I just don't want it.
Yeah.
However, were some purses and shoes that, they were expensive, that it's not as easy to just let go or be like, okay, trash can or whatever. So
Yeah.
how can you go through that process of detox? Is it something that takes a long time? Is it something that we can do over time? Is it something that we can do one piece at a time every day? Like how would you go about that?
I mean, everyone's different. Everyone's totally different. When I'm working with my clients, it's like a chunk of time. So we'll spend a few hours and we'll go through everything. And keep in mind, we've already done the visioning, we've already done the mood board, we're already clear on what they're stepping into and what they're creating and what they're letting go of. So when we actually get to the detoxing, it's a little bit of a smoother process. So I like to sit down in a chunk and do that. Yet what I find is that after that, it's then even easier for them to go into their closet on their own. Like they might go in the next day and get dressed and be like, oh yeah, actually that's not me either. Because once you start and once you open that channel, then it actually becomes a lot easier to let go. So while it might start as a chunk, then it kind of continues and it trickles. And like for me, I will just sometimes go into my closet and put something on and I'm like, nope, this does not resonate. It's going in the giveaway pile. So it's kind of an ongoing process,
Mhm.
right? I don't necessarily need to sit down and do like massive purges anymore because I've done that. Um, so everyone's completely different.
Yeah. So this massive purge is something that we still get to do. And then it's something that you sustain over time, is what I'm hearing. That you go through the whole thing and then, and progressively you can get rid of things or buy things that you already know fit into the 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 avatar that you have created for yourself of how it
Right.
gets to look.
Right. And for some of my clients, we do have to do a couple of different massive ones because as you're transforming, as you're stepping into this new stage, things are shifting too. And so your style starts to shift even faster. So for some of my clients, every year we're doing a pretty big detox and then we're revamping.
Mhm.
For other clients, they don't need that, right? It's just, and so for some clients also, they're not going in every day and detoxing like I do. So they do need that yearly or every 6 months or quarterly, right? It just,
That was my next question. Do you change your style? Is that something that perhaps I'm into small earrings now and then down the road, big earrings? Or so is that something that you also give yourself permission to explore and
of
then go
course,
back to small earrings because you're not into big earrings anymore?
of
Um,
course.
mhm,
And the key thing is explore it because it feels right to you, not because someone's saying it's on trend.
yep.
Don't just go buy something because all of a sudden you're seeing everyone wearing it, unless you really love it and like it resonates with you, great.
Mhm,
Yet don't just do it for the trends because you're never going to end up wearing it.
yeah.
Right. So yeah, my style's changing all the time. Certain clients of mine their style is always changing and elevating. And, I was just on with a client and we were talking about how now he feels more comfortable investing in pieces because he's understanding how often he's actually wearing them. So he's like, okay, I'm starting to really understand what are key pieces to invest in based on how much I pull for them. So it's also a process there and a journey there.
Yeah. And so what are those pieces for you? Are those purses? Are those shoes? Are those like basics? Like what are those pieces for you that you say this is where I invest the most on? And
Oh,
yeah.
for me
Yes. What is
personally,
it for you personally?
I mean, lately it's handbags. It's like I have such a thing for handbags. Also, because every time I go to Europe, I always buy them because they're less expensive. You get the sales tax back. I mean, there's so many benefits to buying overseas. Purses, definitely. I invest in jewelry. Well, I mean, I have some that's costume and then others that I definitely invest in because again, they're pieces that I know I want to have for a long time and I wear every day and maybe I want to wear them in the shower. Um, I also invest in sometimes shoes. It's like 50-50 on shoes. Like sometimes I'll do like a cool Adidas sneaker and other times I'll do a Dior sneaker, right? It's just like, what am I feeling?
Mhm.
Um, I don't invest a ton in denim anymore because I found that you don't have to. I
Mhm.
found great denim options that aren't $300. Um, Sometimes I'll invest in like really good sweaters if I know I'm going to have them for a long time, or like a leather jacket, a trench coat, like some of those classic basic pieces that you're going to have for a long time. I'll definitely do that. Those are probably my key investment pieces.
Oh, nice. Love
Yeah.
it. And it can be different for
I should
everybody,
do
right?
content on this. I'm going to do a whole content piece on this.
Yes.
I love, I love it.
Yes, 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 absolutely. Because it can be different for everybody, right? It can be like now that I'm thinking, what would that be for me that I have chosen to have just a few pieces because we're moving around
Yeah,
and traveling and everything. And I just I got used to living with a few pieces before I thought I couldn't live without my huge walk-in closet with tons of shoes and tons of bags and tons of everything. And I
right.
would wear the very same thing all the time. So now that you say that, it makes me think, okay, if even if I don't have so many things, but if I have the handbag, if I have the shoes, if I have the jacket, uh,
Yes.
in Bogota is always cold. So everything that's, coats and things like those would be the pieces for me. Those would be the things for me to focus on. And then the rest just it can be
Yes,
done.
like a timeless wool jacket, a great pair of like combat style boots, right? Like things like that that yes, you're gonna wear and you're gonna be able to mix and match multiple ways.
Yeah.
And that's where I would say stick with some of the basic colors too.
Mhm.
Like the blacks, the camels, maybe like a wine color gray, and then have fun rotating your other pieces with some color.
Yeah, and jewelry. I love jewelry.
Yeah,
I
I know
just
you for
love
jewelry.
like
Yeah.
colors and all of that. That's my thing. Well, I love, love, love this, Amanda. Thank you so much for your time, for sharing your wisdom and everything that you do with your clients. Now that I know that you also are working with men, and I think that's another world, and it must be very, very interesting how they think and how
Fun.
they're also into, they don't talk about that much, but they are also into, what color and what texture and
Yes,
this and what that. And
they want to look good too. Yeah, and
yes,
they want to feel good.
they
Yeah.
want to feel good. Yes. Well, I love it. And I wish you the best for, the upcoming trips, the retreats, and please share your gift and where they can reach you, where they can find you. So yeah, they can follow
Yes,
you.
yes, yes. So I think what we were sharing is my confidence color quiz.
Mhm.
So, we didn't talk a ton about color from the deeper, like energetic perspective, yet I really believe in like chakras and the energy of color and how it can really help support us and how colors that you're craving can actually tell you a lot about what's really going on within if you start to dig deep. So this confidence color quiz will let you know which color would be the most beneficial for you right now to really bring your energy back into alignment, which we know is going to give you confidence to be yourself. So you might get a different color today than you get tomorrow because it's all about how you're feeling in that exact moment. So take the quiz. I think we're going to drop the link for everyone, right?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
we'll get them that quiz. And then the easiest way to find me on Instagram, Amanda Weil Style, and it's Weil, Weil. Same with my website, Amanda Weil Style. And there's a lot of really cool case studies on there for my clients that I've worked with and just other opportunities to connect with me there. So I would love to hear from you guys too. After you take the confidence color quiz, send me a DM on Instagram and let me know what color you get, because it always tells me so much about you.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and take it myself because I do experience that. Today I feel like red, and tomorrow I feel like blue, and then I feel like white, where I have several days with the same color. And so very interesting. I'm going to go take the quiz, and I invite you to, all of you, to take the quiz and let us know how that goes. So thank you again, Amanda, for being here in the Miracle Hour, and yes, bringing your magic to transform so many lives with this that I believe is so important. Style, and it's more than just fashion and more than just shopping for the sake of shopping. So sending you so much love, and everybody, thank you for watching, and please let us know your takeaways, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.